So this channel is about the subconscious. The idea that the subconscious isn't only connected to ourselves, that it's actually an interconnected shared collective consciousness that can mix with others. I've talked about my experiences of this shared subconscious through my shared dreams, through my dreams of the future, and here through my dreams that interpret someone else's consciousness. Watch these videos for better understanding. When we dream, we actually go to another plane of existence. It's an opening to the most deepest and intimate sanctum of the soul, etc., etc. I've said this shit before so many times at this point, I can't lie. It's what you can really interpret when you have high consciousness, like me. Now, my first realization of this, interpreting people's consciousness, comes from a dream I had with my friend knocking on my door, saying he really needs to talk to me, and how I'd gone through something very similar to what he's gone through. I wake up, and 5 minutes later, he knocks on my door saying that someone he knows has passed away. After we're done talking, I asked him if he knocked on my door saying anything, and he says he didn't. This was the first time he knocked on my door. So, in my dream, I interpreted his consciousness, his pain, his grief, before he even expressed it in the real world. Something that I could not brush off as a coincidence. Another time, I think I interpreted my mum's consciousness. At the time, I was looking into religion and spirituality, and since my mother is a Christian, she wanted me to join Christianity. After researching into it a lot more, I chose a more spiritual/Islamic approach, to which she was still extremely supportive of. I had a dream one night where she was basically trying to convince me that so many people are saying they can experience Jesus and how it's changed their lives spiritually and so and so. But then in the dream, I asked her if she knew much about spiritual Islam, and she funnily enough said no. The next day she called me and I mentioned the dream, and she told me that she was thinking of saying those exact same things to me a few days ago, but didn't want to force or intrude herself on my spiritual journey. Then I asked her again if she knew anything about Islam, to which she again said no. My mother is not someone I dream about often, so it seemed very specific and intentional. Now I have to say, interpreting someone's consciousness isn't the same as a shared dream. Shared dreams are two people having the same dream, interacting on another plane of existence. They can happen at any time or at completely different times. It's more or less outside of the constraints of time from this existence. But interpreting someone's consciousness is you being able to perceive someone's thoughts of you that come from an urge of them wanting to express something to you. Another time this happened was when I was in a dream and my friend was there. I was lucid dreaming, but it's like I didn't really have control over myself. I see my friend like an annoying little sister, so I was trying to give her a kiss on the forehead. I remember waking up and just being confused as to why I did that. Since, that's not something I typically do, and I'm lucid dreaming, I have control over myself. Why was I doing that? I told her about it, and she mentioned the other day that someone mentioned that her and me would look good together, and how she explicitly thought of me trying to kiss her and her rejecting me. Again, I only see her as an annoying little sister if anything, so me doing that, especially in a lucid dream, didn't come from me, and was a direct result of her thinking that. Again, the astral plane is a place where thoughts materialize. It's basically your subconscious, yourself, in a plane of, matter. Again, these are all people I rarely dream about, and it seems on the few cases I have, they've come from some kind of truth. And it's also the same thing with my 2 confirmed shared dreams with my friend. She is someone who I don't dream about often, and on the few cases I have, it's been the exact same as hers. This whole shared dreaming and interpreting others' consciousness comes from people that you're emotionally close with. If they know you well and have something to express about you, it can happen. But one person in this party has to have high consciousness. Now I have one more dream I'm going to talk about, and I know deep down I was interpreting someone's consciousness, but I don't know who. It starts like any other random subconscious dream. I'm walking around town, seeing my friends, checking my YouTube channel, things I do in my waking moment that my subconscious is portraying. Usually in these subconscious dreams, I can't even comprehend what other people are saying. It's like one of those Minecraft slob AI videos where your subconscious is basically spewing out nonsense. But then something changed. It's like I'm grounded in the dream. Everything feels intimate and serious. Then I see a figure. I knew I was familiar with him, but I don't know who he was. But I began speaking to him like one of my friends, asking if he's going to come out with me and my other friends. I feel like I'm truly present, speaking to another person. Then he turns to me and says that he has to get something off his chest. He asks me if I've ever had any suicidal thoughts, and I say, no, never. He opens up to me and tells me how he's been feeling recently. He tells me how he saw one of my other friends the other day for the first time in ages, and it made him really sad for some reason. Then he tells me he tried drinking himself to death, and starts hugging me in tears. Again, I feel so present, like I'm simultaneously both unaware and aware that I'm dreaming. But regardless, I have to be here for whoever this is. As he's hugging me, he tells me that he won't leave yet. Not until he finds his husband. I console him, and then I wake up. This felt so real, and usually my dreams that feel real are actually real, to the point where I'm experiencing another person's consciousness. This dream really made me think about the implications of being gay in this world. You're automatically closed off from spirituality and God because of religion and how strict they are on homosexuality. And that's one of the main reasons I never really ascribed to religion. From a philosophical standpoint, it never really made sense to me. Why would God make gay people that way? It's such a core part of their existence that they are forbidden from experiencing. And it still doesn't make sense to me. Concepts like the eternal hellfire is something I'll never be able to comprehend. And that's exactly why most spiritual people don't ascribe to religion, and by all means, it seems like spiritual people have wisdom, no egos, no base desires like lust or materialism. They understand exactly what it means to make their soul speak louder, that a lot of religious people, especially nowadays, just cannot comprehend. So could it be that the spiritual people are more in line with the truth as opposed to the religious? I'm gonna make a video talking about it very soon. But from my advice, if you're gay, you can still be spiritual. You're never closed off from your internal world, so pursue it. You can still diminish your ego, transcend your base desires, and live up to what it means to be human. Don't let stupid people tell you otherwise. Their egos will always anchor them to their hatred and their ignorance, so rise above them. Again, being closed off from your inner/spiritual world makes navigating this world that much harder. You can't solve a spiritual problem with a physical idea. A lot of people turn to drinking or drug use, especially in times of need, and it might seem like it's helping, but it's temporary. In the long term, it only reinforces these bad emotions and brings you closer into the embrace of the enemy. I don't think a substance can inherently be bad. It's more like the relationship that we have with said substance, like drugs. But most people don't have the inner wisdom to realize what it's really doing to them and recognize it while it's happening, even if they claim they do. Anyways, we got a bit sidetracked there, but interpreting consciousness is a real thing. The subconscious is a gateway to spirituality and the astral plane, and it's where our thoughts materialize. I've definitely had a few more like this, and you probably have too. So again, pay attention to your dreams, because they can be coming from a place of truth.